Hey, it's me. A wild kitty appeared, and today for you, I'm doing another talk video. Yep, I'm doing another one of these, where I just stick up my webcam, get my mic on. Nothing scripted, nothing at all scripted at all. This is pretty much just coming from the heart, I guess you can say, on just a topic that I just want to talk about. So, yeah, because I kind of did that for E3, and I don't know, I enjoyed it. I don't know about you guys, let me know down below in the comments how you feel about these videos, but I kind of want to turn this into a series where I just call it, let's just talk about blank whatever this is. And as you can see by the title, we are going to be talking about the Netflix Death Note movie. So the trailer came out yesterday, I think, but I didn't see it until today because I was busy doing something yesterday and I don't know exactly when it actually came online, but yeah, so now, before I start this video, I'm going to tell you this. If you clicked on this video thinking that I am going to tear this trailer apart and tell you how bad this is going to be, sorry, you came to the wrong video. This is not exactly what I'm going to do. Obviously, I'm going to point out things where I'm just, I'm questioning stuff, but I'm not wholeheartedly going to tear it apart. It's just, I'm more open-minded than that. I'd rather watch the movie and then I'll tell you if it's bad or not. So, yes. So, when it came to talking about this series, obviously I've never talked about it on the channel before, but I wanted to wait until at least a proper full trailer came out, because obviously we got the announcement, and then obviously we got the casting, and then obviously we got the teaser trailer, and then we got this. So, we got more information now that I feel like I can talk more freely about it. So, I'll tell you what my problems are first, what I feel like could be a huge problem. So basically, okay, so when watching the trailer, the kind of sort of vibe I was getting was, this is not Death Note. This is not the Death Note we know. This definitely isn't. This is pretty much an American version of the story. Pretty much. It's pretty much what if the Death Note fell in America. Pretty much what I'm getting. Because if you've watched the anime, you know the anime is quite slow-paced, well-written, and sort of it takes its time to build up to stuff. But, and it's very, sort of it's very, it builds you up and to, so not a lot of stuff happens, but its success works because it builds and builds and builds. But in this version, I think they're going for a more action flick than anything. It's not like a sort of thriller or psychological or anything like that. It's more like an action movie, because just some of the scenes I'm just like, that would have never happened in the anime. That would never happen in the manga. What's happening here? It's pretty much, I think it's because of the audience that they're going for, but it's still really? Because there's times where it's most of the scenes will take place in rooms, but most of the time you see it in trailer, Blight's been outside running around and looking like he's running away from the cops. We've never seen Light do this, so it's a bit strange. So, yeah. So I think pretty much, from what I've gathered, this is not Death Note. It's not the Death Note we know of. It's basically a different story. So I feel as though they really, really, really should have they still could have called it Death Note and just said inspired by it. But the fact that they're using the characters, they say these are the characters from the anime, it's kind of it's kind of you really shouldn't, because it's going to annoy so many people about what you're doing, because these are beloved characters throughout that they've been established for years, and just changing them up like this, yes, you're going to annoy people. You are going to annoy people to hell if you do it this way. Alright, so I feel again, a lot of the characters are very, very different from the anime, to the point where I'm just you didn't really need to call them say these are those characters from the anime, because they're really, like, their personalities are a lot different. So let's talk about Light, the main character, the one we're all here for. So, right, let's talk about his the anime version, obviously, of him. So Light here is top of his class. He manipulates people really well, and he can also act in a way where you would never believe he was up to something. Unless, like, you're L, of course. But he's someone you can never, like, in a million years think that he's up to no good. Because of the way he is. Like, and also, like, I was watching a few videos about, like, the Death Note live action, like, to see what everybody else's opinions were on it. And I was watching this one video. It was this guy. Don't know if some of you have heard of him. His name is Faust. I think that's what his name is. I'm sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. His channel is called It's Super Effective, and he's done, like, comic book, like, videos, but he's now doing more anime, video games, and cosplay. But he made a video about the live action Death Note, and he kind of made a point about Light. Light is attractive. He is an attractive dude who's, like, you can easily see him getting away with murder. Like, very, very easily. But the live action one, I mean, don't get me wrong, the actor who they have to play Light, he's not ugly. Don't get me wrong, he's not. He is an attractive guy, but he's not that level of attractiveness where you could get away with murder. And yeah, he does make a good point on that, because again, that's one of Light's things. But, like, I feel like with the live action one is the way they've done it, he seems to be a bit of a troublemaker. Like, when he discovers the Death Note in the trailers, he's already outside doing something, but in the anime, he was in class, he saw something fall from the sky, he was very confused, and yeah. So, and of course after class, he went to go see what it was. But in the live action, it doesn't seem like they're doing that way. So, to me, it's like, they kind of turned this Light into what people who've never watched Death Note think Light would be like. Because I've had a lot of people say who haven't really watched the series say that they just think Death Note is just edgy. It's not, yeah, it's edgy at times, but there's way more to the series than that. I feel like that's kind of what they did, is made the live action Light Mr. Edgy. And yeah, and also there's a line in the trailer that kind of bothers me, and that is that Light says, "Oh, I don't think we're the good guys," and it's like, Light wouldn't say that. Like, he believes what he's doing is good. He wholeheartedly believes what he's doing is good. It's his own sense of justice. But I think, again, it's not, like, they really could have just, Nate, I think it's the actor's Nate Wolf? Is that what his name is? He could have easily just been a random character that got the Death Note and seen how his reaction was to it. But no. And also the name change, the last name thing. I really hope there's a thing in the movie where they explain that Light is not actually his real name, that it's a nickname or some sort, which would make a whole lot more sense. Because to me, I don't feel like someone would call their child Light. I don't see it, like in America, I don't see someone calling their child Light. I mean, unless they are a very, very huge fan of Death Note maybe, but no. So, yeah. So I would have to say, before, there is something else I want to talk about, how I feel about the characters, but I want to get to the other characters before I properly explain it. So, let's talk about L. Now, I know a lot of people are having problems with L because of how he was cast, but my problem is, as long as he's still, is kind of like the genius that we know him to be, it might be a bit better. From what the trailers is, he sits the way L does. Can't remember, did they say he had a sweet obsession? Because, how L is, but he doesn't seem like he'd be a shut-in though, and that's the thing about L. He hardly ever goes outside. That's why, he has bags under his eyes. He looks like he hasn't slept in days. He's also like, his clothes are very, very baggy. But, I don't know, the guy in the trailer seemed a lot nicely dressed than normally L is. So I think they're trying to give L the actual character that he is, but it's still not L, if that makes any sense. Okay, so the next character I want to talk about is Misa, or Maya. I don't know, like, they changed her name, but wouldn't change lights. What? Like, that makes no sense. But yeah, anyways, so now, in the anime, Misa at first is, like, the first episode that she's kind of introduced is, she's, like, very calculated, exactly like Light. But then when we actually meet her, she's a bit of a ditz. Like, she's all about that crush on Light. But in this, Misa seems to be, like, on the same level as Light as when we first met her. Like, when we first were kind of introduced to her, before we obviously found out her actual proper personality. And I don't mind this, actually, because one of my problems with Death Note is the fact that Misa was such a ditz, and the fact that she easily got manipulated by Light like that. They easily could have been like a sort of power couple if she was that kind of same thing. That you can still have a smart female helping you out who believes the exact same thing you do. You don't need to completely manipulate her, but again, that's just me. Like, it doesn't bother me that much, but like, I still enjoy the anime. It's just Misa on the whole, she's not my favorite person in the world. But yeah, okay, so that's the 3 main characters. I will say though, one of the things I think this movie did right, like, is spot on, is the fact they got Willem Dafoe to play Ryuk. I think that is an amazing cast choice there. Just the way, like, Willem Dafoe is as like an actor, he can do crazy really well, like, as we've seen in The Green Goblin. And of course that's the same kind of level of crazy as Ryuk, so I feel like this can work really, really well. So I think if there is a saving grace in this movie, it is Willem Dafoe. The dude saved the movie. But yeah, anyways, so my exact problem when it comes to, like, how they're doing the personalities of the characters is, it should have just been different characters. Straight up, it should have just been, like, just a set of new characters where the Death Note falls in America, and the events of what happened in Japan happened in America, but they're slightly different because it's in a different country. So I believe it wouldn't have annoyed people much if, like, it was just, they still had the Death Note, like, name. It happened in America, but it's different characters, completely different characters. And it would make more sense. And also, you wouldn't need to put the whole Kira thing in, because, yeah. Also, I'm wondering how they're going to explain this. Shimigami are death gods, Japanese death gods. What are they doing in America? That's what I want to know. I know pretty much gods can pretty much go anywhere they want, but again, how are they going to exactly explain it? They did seem, there was a bit of the trailer where there was like a kind of art piece that kind of looked anime, and it was seeing Ryuk. So I don't know if that's like a story thing there that tells you about like the Japanese death gods, and maybe just, I don't know, Ryuk decided to take a holiday, I don't know. But I think that's one of the things I'm also saying, is like how they're going to translate that into why that happened, because we don't really have anything like that over here in the West. We don't have, well, again, I live in the UK, but we still have the same kind of beliefs in like gods and stuff like that. Like we just have death. We don't have a death god, we just have death. Like as in the mythological creatures and stuff like that. But so again, I'm not too sure exactly how they're going to do it, but again, it could be very interesting. So yeah, that is basically just my kind of thoughts on it. Like, what I feel like it could be good. Like, it has the potential to be a good movie, but a good movie, not like a good sort of like Death Note proper movie, like an actual like from like you can watch it and be like, yeah, that's exactly the anime, but it's not going to be like that, and I know fine well. And yeah, so I feel like, again, they could have easily just made it just the American version of Death Note and just had different characters. That to me would have made more sense, but I don't know, I'm no marketing expert. But yeah, so again, I will review this and I will give it a fair shot. I will first watch it as sort of like, I'll watch it open-mindedly and actually ask myself, is this just a good movie like on its own? Like, if I did not know about Death Note before like any of this, would I still enjoy it? Can I enjoy this without being like, can I actually just enjoy this as a film and not? But then I'll watch it and and be like full on Death Note fan and just compare it and how I saw it. So basically, yeah, that's how I'm planning on doing the review. But obviously, it's not happening till the 25th. Like, the movie's not coming out until the 25th of August, from what I remember. Again, Editor Katie will tell you if I'm right or wrong. But yeah, so obviously that review won't be coming out for ages until, obviously, like, I don't know when it's coming on Netflix over here. It might be on the same day. We'll see. Now, before I end the video, I will say, for the people who are saying that this is going to ruin Death Note, like the anime series or the manga, it's not going to, guys. It's nothing. Like, this movie could be the worst thing since Dragon Ball Evolution. I mean, it takes a lot to be as bad as that, but it's still an enjoyable series. Like, I didn't like Dragon Ball Evolution, but I still love the Dragon Ball series. Like, I love Dragon Ball Z. I'm watching Super at the moment, so it's like, it didn't ruin, like, Dragon Ball for me. And also, like, when The Last Airbender got its, like, live action, it didn't ruin the series for me. Like, yes, that movie was god-awful, but it didn't ruin the actual series. It just made me go back to watch it more. So please, it's not going to ruin the anime, guys. The anime is still going to be good as it was before. The manga is still going to be as good as it was before. Nothing's going to change that. Doesn't matter how good or bad this movie is, the anime is not going to change. So please stop saying it's going to ruin the anime, because it really isn't. The anime is still good, it's still a great series, and if for some reason you haven't checked it out yet, I highly recommend you do. So yeah, what do you guys think of the live action, like, movie? Like, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think you'll enjoy it? Do you think you'll be like, meh? Or do you think, or you're just like, no, this is going to be completely utter rubbish? But yeah, anyways, tell me down below in the comments, and remember to like and subscribe for more geeky themed videos, and until we meet again, goodbye!